If you hear someone crying through the wall tonight, don't knock. Don't call out. And whatever you do, don't answer when it stops. I didn't know that rule when I moved into the apartment. The building was old, the kind that smells like dust and wet cement no matter how much they clean it. The rent was low, the location decent, and I told myself I could live with the creaking floors and flickering hallway lights. I needed a place fast, and this was the only one that didn't ask too many questions. Apartment 215, third floor, end of the hall. The landlord avoided eye contact when he handed me the keys. His fingers shook, just a little. I noticed it, but I ignored it. Everyone has their reasons. The first night passed quietly. Too quietly. No traffic sounds. No voices. No distant TVs. Just a thick, padded silence that pressed against my ears until I had to turn on a fan just to feel normal again. I slept badly, waking every hour for no reason, my body tense as if it was waiting for something. The second night is when I heard it. At exactly 2:17 a.m. A cry. Soft at first. Almost polite. Like someone trying not to be heard. It came from the apartment next door. A woman's voice, cracked and exhausted, breaking into quiet sobs. Not screaming. Not hysterical. Just pure sadness, leaking out in uneven breaths. My first thought was that someone was grieving. My second thought was that the walls here were thinner than I'd expected. I sat up in bed and listened. The crying lasted 9 minutes and 40 seconds. I checked the time afterward because something about it bothered me. It didn't change. No words. No gasps for air. No movement. Just the same rhythm, over and over, like a recording stuck on repeat. Then it stopped. Not faded. Not slowed. Stopped. Silence slammed back into the room so hard it made my ears ring. I lay there for a long time, staring at the ceiling, telling myself I was overthinking it. New place. New noises. My brain filling in gaps. The next morning, I ran into my neighbor across the hall, a thin man with sunken eyes and permanent dark circles. I nodded hello. He hesitated, then nodded back, like the motion hurt. Rough night, I asked casually. He stiffened. You hear it too? He whispered. Hear what? His eyes flicked down the hallway, then back to me. Never mind, he said quickly, unlocking his door. Just don't open yours at night. He disappeared inside before I could ask anything else. That night, I didn't sleep. I waited. 2:17 a.m. Right on time. The crying returned. Same voice. Same rhythm. Same quiet desperation. This time, I pressed my ear against the wall. The sound was clearer now. Too clear. I could hear the wet hitch in her breath. The subtle tremble at the end of each sob. It felt intimate, invasive, like listening through a door I wasn't meant to open. Halfway through, something changed. The crying paused. For 3 seconds. Then resumed, but closer. Louder. As if she had moved right up against the wall we shared. My skin prickled. I stepped back, heart pounding, suddenly aware of how thin that wall really was. When it stopped, I didn't breathe for a full minute. The third night, I heard footsteps in the hallway before the crying began. Slow. Dragging. Like someone walking barefoot, exhausted. The sound stopped outside my door. Then the crying started next door. I didn't sleep at all after that. By the fourth night, the sound had started to seep into my dreams. I'd wake up with tears on my own face, my chest aching with sadness that didn't belong to me. When I checked the time, 2:17 a.m. Every time, I decided to confront it. I told myself I was being a good person, a responsible neighbor. Someone needed help. At 2:16 a.m. on the fifth night, I stood in the hallway in my socks, staring at the door beside mine. Apartment 214. The crying began exactly on schedule. Up close, it was unbearable. The sound crawled under my skin, vibrating through the wood. I could feel it in my teeth. I raised my hand. Knocked once. The crying stopped mid-sob. No footsteps. No shuffling. No breath. I waited. Knocked again. Hello. I said. Are you okay? Silence. I leaned in, my ear inches from the door. And that's when I heard something I hadn't heard before. Scratching. Slow. Deliberate. From the inside of the door. As if someone was dragging their nails across it, trying to get out. My hand fell to my side. The scratching stopped. Then a whisper pressed through the wood, so quiet I almost missed it. Please. I stepped back, every instinct screaming at me to run, but guilt rooted me in place. I reached for the handle. Unlocked. The door swung inward on its own. The apartment was dark. Empty. No furniture. No lights. No signs of life. The crying started again. Behind me, right next to my ear. I didn't turn around.